Okay, so really quickly, if you don't know who I am, my name is Coach Allen. I've ran this channel for many, many years. Currently, at the time of making this video, it has 131,000 subscribers. So thank you for everyone who has subscribed. I coach right now 3 different teams. I coach a U12 team, which is 11U in the States, U14 and U15, which is 13U in the States and 14U in the States. I'm up here in Canada, and today I'm going to be talking to you about coaching youth basketball. It's changed over the times, and also something else a little about myself is that I've played in a couple of training camps for the NBA Development League in different teams. I didn't end up making a team due to different circumstances each time, but either way, I've had a lot of coaches during my playing days, and I've coached for over 17 years. I actually started coaching basketball when I was in high school. And so I created this book called The Complete Guide to Coaching Youth Basketball. The idea behind the book is for me to be able to help youth coaches who are maybe just brand new at coaching to be able to kind of get them through the initial starting phase, but also for advanced coaches to kind of give them new ideas. But also, it's a book that I wish I had when I was a brand new coach back when I was in grade 11 and coaching my school's middle school team. Now, when it comes down to coaching youth basketball, there's so many different types of coaches, and there's many different levels of teams that you can coach. You can coach the house league level, where you're just basically in a small little league locally, like a church league in the States. Or you can be coaching at the elite level, where you're going to shoe circuit games and circuits all over the United States and Canada. There's a wide range of skill and also mental development. And you really have to know who you are coaching. This is a massive, massive thing that we need to look at as coaches. Because there's the beginner level, the house league, where yes, you need to teach them spacing. You need to go over different ways of just being a good team member, how to shoot a ball in some cases, how to even dribble a ball. That even happens up until grade 8, grade 9, grade 10 when it comes to that house league level. So you can't be too tough on them. You want to be friends with them. You want to be nice. And you just basically want to be there to help them get the basics down. And then when we're looking at maybe the next level up, so not that elite level number 1 team in your club, but generally speaking, there's like 2, sometimes 3 teams in a club per age, at least for the bigger clubs. And they'll have their team 1, their elite team that goes into shoe circuits. Then they've got their second level, which is guys who are not quite at that elite level, but they can still compete against some of the best players in the country. And then there's generally the third level, which is the guys who are just getting the idea of what club basketball really is. And they'll go to different tournaments and kind of test out their skills against people who are outside of their city or outside of their region. Now, when you're talking about that beginner level AAU club team, you can be a bit tougher. You can yell at them in practice. You can be like, run faster, let's go, move it, you got it. You can be kind of like a drill sergeant, but at the same time, you want to have the players still having fun and learning the basics. Because they're probably not going to be lights out 50%, 40% three-point shooters in game. They're going to be probably that 5-10% three-point shooter in game. You might get a guy who can get up and around the 20% range. But you really just want to teach them the basic plays and get them moving as a team. Then there's that second level where now you can still be that drill sergeant in practice if that's the type of team that you coach, but now you can kind of get into more of the aspects of the actual game. Hey, I want you to set the screen this way. And if this guy's defending our ball handler a certain way, this is how I want you to set the screen. When you're playing defense, if you're going up against the guy who can shoot, you have one hand up, one hand down in the dribble lane. If you're going up against somebody who can't shoot, maybe you got both hands down protecting the drive. Maybe you want to force away from middle because you're running a zone. Instead of just running a basic zone, now you can say, hey, I want you to force sideline, And that way we can get that trap. And if you're closing out to a guy in the corner, maybe you want to force baseline so you can get the weak side help over so you can trap on baseline. And you can kind of go over some of the more finer details. And then there's the elite level. At the elite level, this is the type of coaching where, while there are some coaches at that level who are very friendly, they're going to curse a lot, probably like Cam Wilder, but that's a different style coach altogether anyways. However, at this level, there's going to be a lot more, the coaches are going to be a lot more strict. I've seen, because I coach at that level, I've seen coaches who will be at halftime, and if a kid may have gotten 5 turnovers in the first half, and maybe he's not exactly happy about his performance and he's down on himself. I've seen coaches, and I've been behind the bench of other teams, not my teams, but other teams. I've been behind the bench listening to the coaches, and the coaches say, get your head up, get going. 5 turnovers is nothing. Let's get out there. I want you to run this play, this set, that set. And if sometimes, I've seen this 2 or 3 times where the kid was just like, oh, I suck. What's going on with me? The coach literally looked at him and said, get off the bench, go home. I'm not dealing with your stuff today. Go home, come back tomorrow. Those coaches literally kicked those players out of the game because their body attitude, their mental attitude was down. Even though that might have been like their top 4, top 5 player, gone, home. Deal with you another day, get the rest of the team going. They don't take garbage. They don't take your crap. So, in most cases. So, when it comes down to that elite level, you have to be on your performance. You have to be, I'm good. Head up, smile, get your team going. If you're not shooting well, get more rebounds. If you're not shooting well, get more steals, play better defense. If nothing's happening and you're on the bench, let's go team, you got this. You have to be there mentally and physically. As a player, as a coach, you have to be promoting that type of performance, promoting that type of behavior that we want to see at that level. And I'll tell you right now, if any player gets into a fight on my teams, they're gone. I'm not dealing with that. And you have to have certain rules. And that's the different levels that exist in youth basketball. There's also the fact that you can't let things go to your head, because I've seen this a lot myself, where I'll be walking into a gym, like obviously people know me, they say hi, whatever. There's sometimes little kids who will take pictures with myself or my nephew, but because my nephew's got a big following as well because he's on my channel a lot, but we'll be walking in and there's like this coach who's gets upset because he thinks like, oh, my team's undefeated, I got this and that, and he's not getting the recognition that I'm getting, or he's not getting the recognition of another coach is getting. And he gets upset and he wants to start basically starting stuff. When we're coaching at an elite level, we have to hold ourselves accountable to our actions, just like we hold our players accountable to their actions. So these are just some quick tips of coaching youth basketball. I've gone through the whole wide range of beginner to the elite level shoe circuit guys. Coaching youth basketball is rewarding. There's different levels. Again, you sometimes want to be more of a development coach. Other times you want to be more of a win now type of coach. It's good to be both. Personally, I'm both. Like I'm gonna with my 11U guys, my U12 team here in Canada. We have a ton of fun. You've seen our videos online. Now, at the same time, when we're in game, we're going to win. We're going into those games to win. We can compete against the best. We may not be the number 1 team in the province, but we're competing against the best, and we are going to do our best. And even if we show up and say, okay, well, we lost by 15 points, or we lost by 20 points against a top-level, top 10 team, what did we learn that day? We can't always be upset at our players about their performance, when what we should be really looking at is saying, what can we do better? Give me an example of what you can do better today, what you could do better the next game, what you can do better. You can do better. We should never be upset with our players. And when it comes down to it, we lost because of ourselves. We're the coach, right? So it's not the player's fault that that player got 15 turnovers in a game. It's our fault for teaching him or not teaching him the proper way of passing or the proper situational awareness that needed to happen in that game. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to coaching youth basketball. Half of the proceeds do go towards youth in my local area to help them pay for club basketball. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you guys again in my next video.